It is my pleasure to run this webinar, the topic being Dynamics 365 for retail. Dynamics 365 itself is a very exciting topic to be on. It is the new age solution from Dynamics in Microsoft. And Dynamics 365 for retail is an even better proposition because retail is a very challenging industry, and to actually find a solution that caters to such a complicated industry and actually address all the requirements of such a complicated industry with one single solution is a very unique proposition that we have on hand. So the webinar for today, I hope my screen is clear and visible, is about Dynamics 365 for retail, driving digital transformation across the retail landscape for a seamless customer experience. The two key words in this first slide being digital transformation and two, a seamless customer experience. Today, customers are demanding, they're very well informed. The competitors are luring them with better, easier ways of doing business. So in order for us to stay on top of our game, it is very critical that we go digital and make things very easy for the customer, as well as ensure that the customer has a very seamless experience, either physically at your store or through all the various channels through which you communicate with the customer. So the agenda for today covers transforming your retail operations, leveraging the digital customer journey, building a dynamic retail enterprise, some insights into streamlining retail operations, giving the employee a digital experience as well, and creating the ultimate customer experience, empowering your workforce to adapt all of these technologies. Now, all these large, big words that we've seen in the agenda slides translates into some very simple concepts in retail. As the days progress and as civilization progresses, people have less and less time and more things to do with that limited time that they have. So retailers are startled by the rising expectations of a digital customer. Today, there is no customer who does not have a smartphone. There is no customer who has lesser demands in terms of a digital transformation. So more than being a luxury that it was a couple of years ago, it is now becoming imperative for our retail operations to cater to an extremely digital customer. The customer says, I don't want to wait in a queue. People do not want to stand in long queues at stores waiting for their turn to be billed. They want to see information of products relevant to them. They do not want, most of the time, as against the olden days, unless people are shopping for clothes or something that actually requires a personal experience of shopping, every other retailer turns up to the store where he's already seen what he wants to buy. He's done the research on what he wants to buy, and he has complete information on the products relevant to them. The customer does not like receiving random promotions on products that do not interest them. So, for example, if there are thousands of SMSs being sent to the customers, if there are intrusive promotional messages on online campaigns, the customer does not appreciate them. It possibly gives satisfaction to the retailer that he's actually sent out all these campaigns to all these various customers, but the reality is very few people appreciate them, very few people read them. The only reason why a customer is going to pay attention to your campaign is going to be because it is regarding products that interest the customer. So it is important to capture customer interests and to target mailers and marketing information on something that he's looking for, and not on something that is something that you want to promote and send out to thousands of customers. Loyalty programs. Earlier loyalty programs raised their head using plastic cards. I'm sure many of you have wallets full of plastic cards of various stores and various brands. That is slowly disappearing. People want loyalty programs to be very easy to use. They want it to run through apps, through online mobile devices. and they do not want to be rummaging through a pile of plastic cards in order to present at the store to redeem or to be accepted into a loyalty program. And of course, the last box deals with how you stand out against competition. So there are plenty of stores with the same product, with the same theme, with the same layout, possibly even with the same promotion. So what is it that should bring the customer to your store again? I think it's very clear. The fact that the customer sees pleasure in dealing with you. The customer finds it so easy and simple to deal with you. And the customer shopping experience is pleasant, quick, and does not have any aspect that causes any form of impatience or irritation with the customer. So digital transformation is changing the retail world. So some of the key trends in industry, in the retail industry. Gone are the days when retail pretty much referred to point of sale stores. You know, when we said retail 10 years ago, we were only referring to the shopping mart down the road, or we were only referring to the brick and mortar stores, which are nothing but physical stores where merchandise is displayed. People do their shopping, pay their bills, and leave the store. Today, it is now being called as unified retail, which essentially means mobile commerce, because there's a lot of app-based selling and app-based commerce. Brick and mortar stores continue. Large malls continue to mushroom all over our large cities. New malls are coming, new stores are being opened, new branches are being opened. So that is there to stay, because people do want to leave their couches at some point in time, engage in some social interaction, go out with friends and do some shopping. E-commerce, inevitable part of digital transformation, where there is a growing population of people who do not want to physically walk up to a store, find parking, spend time in a mall looking for something. They would probably do that as a weekend leisure activity, but for anything that is the need of the hour or something that they need to buy, they would look for an e-commerce store where they can do their purchases online and have them delivered to the door. Voice ordering is new with concepts like Siri and all our various friends that we have on our mobile devices. Voice ordering is catching up as well. So now the platform, in the earlier days, all retailers invested in large infrastructure. So they had large servers, they had the number of transactions is always a key challenge for retail. Therefore, there was huge investment in infrastructure, in storage, in SAN servers, in backups, in mirroring, in maintaining completely seamless connectivity to the systems, so to make sure that billing never stops at the store. As somebody who's been involved in retail implementations all my life, one of the key asks for a retailer all these years has been uninterrupted operations. Nobody likes to close their stores. Increasingly, most stores are open 24/7. And if you have an e-commerce site that has orders clocking in and day out, there is really no concept of time for the store. So there is the requirement to maintain hardware infrastructure that supports this kind of requirement or this kind of demanding deployment. So gone are the days when you need to buy huge boxes of hardware in order to service this requirement. You can now go cloud. So there's a complete transformation to the cloud, where on a click and a credit card, the servers are made available to you. Servers are made available to you with pre-configured configurations. So the time taken to deploy such networks is also very limited, and one can simply get started within a couple of days. So flexible supply chain is another key platform to the whole economy, because when you say supply chain, it is not just about placing a purchase order, importing an item, putting it in your warehouse, sending it to the store. It's all about managing suppliers in different parts of the world, suppliers with different technologies, suppliers with different types of items, suppliers with different engagement models, consignment models. So the supply chain capability needs to be extremely flexible. And of course, we need to leverage big data. We're dealing with big data all around, data not only in our own systems, but also outside our systems relevant to our business in the form of social media, on online networks, on comments, on reviews, on feedback, on statistics of other customers and other competitors. So the amount of data that needs to be leveraged is never ending, it's growing, and it is a critical part of digital transformation. Personalization, of course, is critical. Like I said in my previous slide, where we talked about understanding what makes us unique, in ensuring that whatever is unique to your business is rightly pointed out to the customer, and the customer appreciates what's unique about you. One needs to personalize the experience to the client. So artificial intelligence today generates the intelligence, as the name suggests, to work out personalization to the customer, empowering the store personnel, the people on the store, the boys at the store, the girls at the store, to say the right things, do the right things, show the right things to the customer, and spend the limited customer time on the shop floor of the store in a meaningful manner and ensure that the sale is captured. Modern point of sale systems, cloud point of sale systems, offer you the ability to run these personalizations and make sure that the customer has very personalized even promotions sent out to them. I mean, if I'm a person who's interested, who's a shopper of shoes every time I visit your store, it does not help me to find out that there's a biscuit bundled offer going on of 2+1. I need to know if I'm loyal towards the shoes in your store, it's important that I receive promotions that are specific to the items I prefer, the items I buy, in order for me to pay attention to that kind of promotion. So the overall experience is completely transformed. In-store experiences are very digital. Stores are now calling themselves experience stores. So the customer goes in and out of the store and feels good and feels like he's been to a movie. So the overall experience has to be completely seamless and beautifully tailored. The augmented reality, of course, is that all of this needs to work. We need to carry out our sales transactions, and we need to ensure that the customer leaves the store after giving you some business. So I think to summarize all of this, the customer wants to shop in any mode, on any device, at any time convenient to them. So it's not about a 9-to-5 store or a 9-to-7 store or a 7-Eleven store. It is about wanting to do anything when I'm in a signal, when I'm in a parking lot, when I'm waiting at the hospital lobby, when I'm in the school parent-teacher meeting waiting outside. So the customer has limited time on his hands, and he wants to utilize that time to complete the shopping lists that he has. So leveraging the digital customer journey with intelligent operations is one of the exceptional offers of Microsoft Dynamics 365 and delivers exceptional customer experiences. So as we said in the beginning, every customer is a digital customer. So the path to purchase earlier used to be linear and predictable. So for example, if you walked into a store to buy yourself a new mixer, or maybe buy yourself a new juicer, there were 3 or 4 brands, and each brand had its own rating and loyal customers. So the purchase decision was a quick one, a fast one, and something that somebody was able to do in a very short span of time. Right now, the customers' choices are huge. The customers constantly reevaluate their options. They're looking online to see reviews. They're looking online to see social media posts on the product that they're trying to buy. So the customer is extremely well informed, and they have a whole host of options on their hand. The path to purchase, which used to be linear and predictable, is now continuous. So let's spend some more time looking at the new customer and his shopping journey. So as against the older days when a new customer shopping journey would begin with evaluation. So he would walk into a store looking for something to buy. We're now 2 steps ahead of that. So the customer journey begins with awareness. So awareness includes bringing in a thirst to the customer to buy the product and ensuring that he understands that your product delivers what he needs to quench that thirst. So A is, sometimes there is a customer need, sometimes you need to create a customer need. And once you create the need, you also need to show that your product actually services that need, and your store is the way for him to get happy and to address what he's looking for. So awareness happens through advertising, through events, through marketing media, through public relations, through marketing campaigns, all of which Dynamics 365 assists you to do with its marketing capability. The consideration, so the customer then realizes that he's aware of the product, there is a need created, and the next step would be to do his evaluations. So the customer starts talking to people through word of mouth. He starts searching for marketing material. He begins to interact on social media and talk to other people using the same product or looking for reviews on the product. He's reading press articles about the product. He's reading blogs about the product. So the whole consideration decision is being assisted and augmented by scores of pieces of information available everywhere. The customer then is now armed and equipped with all the information that he wants. He then goes into an evaluation phase where he does it through the retailer's website, he does it through in-store visits and shopping experiences, he does it through comparison reviews available online, he does it through social media, he goes directly to the manufacturer's website and gets whatever information he wants, and he's using his mobile device to do all of this. So all of this information needs to be readily available in order for him to choose your product. The ultimate purchase happens either through the website, which is an e-commerce store. It happens in store the traditional way, where he walks into the store, sees the item, and purchases the item. Pop-up stores would be temporary stores, kiosks, etc. It would be through mobile apps and mobile devices. It would be directly from the manufacturer's website. So the buying can also happen through any of these channels. And once the customers purchase the item and he has now become a customer, the customer needs to be retained. The customer needs to be serviced to ensure that he has enough information to figure out how to use the product. So this happens through manuals, literature available on the retailer's website, on the manufacturer's website, through in-store catalogs, in-store instructions, videos running at the store, and of course typical traditional how-to videos which have to be found on YouTube. The customer has now purchased his product. He's left the store and he's got all the information he needs. We need to ensure that the customer tells the world that he's happy. The customer is retained as your customer, so he comes back to buy other products or repeat the purchase of the product that he bought. So a whole host of CRM activities are required, media activities, advertising, PR, and loyalty programs are required to ensure that a customer acquired remains your customer. So the opportunity to build a relationship at every step along the way. So throughout this entire journey that we just did, the retailer needs to build a relationship. The retailer needs to build a virtual relationship, a physical relationship, an actual interactive relationship with the customer in order to lure him through the journey of being your customer. So as you can see, this is now translating into a true omni-channel experience with modern customer. You have a digital workplace, you have a digital customer, and you have digital operations. So since the customer is digital, your workplace has to be digital as well. You have to make sure that your workforces achieve more, do better, they're more efficient with what they're doing. They are equipped with all the data on hand in order for them to service the customer effectively. And all operations at the store need to be seamless, agile, and enable digital retail across customers and the workplace. So the omni-channel experience revolves around the unified commerce, like we talked about, fulfillment through all the different channels. So if a customer places an online order, he needs to receive the order at his door within 48 hours and make sure that the omni-channel runs like a well-oiled cog of the wheel. To make sure that the fulfillment, the customer data, the digital marketing, all of this runs seamlessly and without any overload of manual intervention. Market analytics is critical to all of this. So enterprise analytics as well as marketing analytics is critical to running the omni-channel experience. The customer's enterprise the retailer's enterprise needs to be agile. There should be scalable, fast technology infrastructure. Cloud transformation is critical to ensure that your systems are accessible from anywhere, everywhere, anytime, and it is done at a competitive cost and quickly. Service excellence. You could have the world's best product, you could have the best store, you could have the best of everything, but if your salesperson at the store is not giving the answer to the customer in a friendly way and ensuring that the customer gets what he wants, your product is not going to sell. Or he's going to buy the same product from somewhere else where he gets a better service excellence. So service excellence is being catered to by the following ways. First is to have a single view of the customer. So the customer could be buying from your store, he could be buying online, he could be buying from both these channels simultaneously. One needs to know, have a single 360-degree view of the customer. Contact centers are popular, so call centers where customers call, ask questions, make complaints, feedback. Click to chat available on your web platforms, on your websites, on your e-commerce portals, in order to make sure that customers' queries are answered instantly through FAQs and online chat sessions. And of course, social media, being a critical part of service excellence, ensures that positive feedback is taken. Negative feedback on social media is addressed immediately, so that negative complaints about your product or your store do not remain online for others to browse and see. So the digitalized stores and streamlined operations ensure that there is a complete digital transformation in front of the customer. So a critical part of retail is the ability to track inventory. Obviously, in a year ago, tracking inventory to the extent of last night's inventory was considered sufficient. Now, since there's online stores, inventory needs to be completely online. It needs to be available through click and view options. It needs to be available for the retailer to see instantly and not wait for numerous batch jobs to run at night in order to get online inventory. Supply chain and logistics, needless to say, replenishment has to be on time. It needs to be just enough to cover the requirements. So neither too much inventory nor too little inventory is going to help or service the business. Order management, warehousing, and transportation needs to be seamlessly carried out and streamlined. So in order to carry out all these operations, the channel strategies, the format concepts of the stores, the demand creation tools like financial planning, pricing, promotion, space planning, fulfillment of demand through the supply chain, inventory planning, distribution management, and logistics, and to service the customer through pre-sale support, channel operations, and customer loyalty. So as you can see, the entire engagement of the customer is serviced through different aspects of Dynamics 365, with even a HR and a finance suite at the back to run the backbone of the business without numerous integrations. So let's look a little more about these purpose-built business applications. So at the bottom of the rung is operations, as you can see, where retail, procurement, and sourcing, supply chain projects, human capital, manufacturing, financial management, and intelligence forms the complete backbone of the business and runs all the support operations required to run a retail business. Projects, one would ask a question as to why projects would be useful to a retailer. Well, a retailer opens stores every other day, so the retailer runs marketing projects, campaigns, runs events. So tracking of projects, costs, budgets, revenues is critical to the entire operation. So project service automation. Field service, scheduling, dispatch, arranging to deliver items at the customer's premises, servicing the item at the customer's premises have become critical. So mobile field service devices, offering you the ability to run service centers without brick and mortar is an emerging thing. Adobe marketing enables the customer to enables the retailer to run extensive digital campaigns, marketing campaigns using Adobe Marketing. Customer service through Omnichannel, through the portal, through agents being enabled, through on-site service, through maintaining knowledge bases of FAQs and frequently asked questions and problems and resolutions. And obviously to tap into more sales through opportunities, social selling, content collaboration, mobile sales, planning, and management. So as you can see, there is nothing that a retailer would ask for that is left unfulfilled by Dynamics 365. So Dynamics 365 gives you very smart-looking dashboards. As you can see, some screenshots in front of you. The dashboards can be through traditional laptop devices, through online portals. The dashboards can be displayed on mobile devices. So a merchandise manager who's out in the field at his store through his mobile app is able to see exactly how many customers visited his store, what is selling, what is not selling, rearrange the items according to the way he wants based on the sales statistics. So a huge amount of intelligence available, and intelligence available at the month end to tell you how far you are behind your target is no longer useful. So increasingly, dashboards and reports do not rely on static reports. People are looking for dynamic reports which are refreshed online, interactive, and enable quick decision making using Power BI. They also want to predict the future with the data that they have. So numerous forecasting and predictive techniques appearing on BI in order to help you take your decisions, automate your decisions, and ensure that you have the right support to take the right decisions at the right time. So the modern retail environment, as you can all see, I think this doesn't need to be shown to you on a slide. If you walk into any mall, this is what you see. You see personalized mailers, campaigns coming to your mobile devices, retailers offering you click and collect, so you can place an order, walk into the store, pick up the item. Giving you real-time inventory management, interactive kiosks all over the place, digital and physical integration. So you're able to actually see what you're buying online and go and verify it with the physical product that you're looking at. Checkout using mobile devices, so one doesn't have to wait in a queue. When you finish your shopping, the merchandiser or the person on the shop floor walks up to you with a mobile device, completes your billing without you're actually having to even walk up to the store. And finally, to gauge the customer's sentiment through social media or through any mode through which he either promotes your product or trashes your product, it's important to see both sides of the aspect. Now, behind all that green that you saw in front is obviously a big wheel with a lot of spokes that runs at headquarters to run the supply chain, to run mobile devices, to run mobile workers, and to handle the complete distribution experience. So Dynamics 365 offers this exact complete shopping experience with digital retail, digital marketing, digital commerce, sales, and service modules. So you can delight your customers with personalized shopping experiences, connect to customers at the right time, at the right place with the right offers, predict what the customer wants before they tell you what they want, and deliver engaging in-store experiences so the customer never leaves your store. I would like to invite you to a case study on Geonth Hypermarkets Middle East for you to go through their shopping app. It's called Happy Me. Please go through the app and see how Dynamic CRM has been used to run their retail loyalty programs. It is an add-on created by Leftech on AppSource. So if you have a look at this app, I think it's self-explanatory, and you will see what we mean by absolute digital transformation. Thank you very much. If there are any questions regarding this webinar, please write into sarah@leftechconsulting.com. Let me repeat, it is SARAH, sarah@leftechconsulting.com. The number is +971 43678812. You can also visit our website at www.leftechconsulting.com. Thank you very much for your valuable time, and we look forward to interacting with you for discussing your retail offering and experience. Thank you very much.